Welcome to Rambam. We are going to begin today the laws of Ovel, of mourning. They include 4 mitzvahs, 1 positive and 3 negative. They are to mourn for one's close relative, even a kohen, a priest, must become impure and mourn for his close relatives.
But not the Kohen Gadol.
Oh, I didn't get to there yet. Gonna see.
It's a regular Kohen.
Yeah, they're speaking about regular kohen, exactly. For this reason, I've included these laws in this book. For they relate to the mitzvah of burying the dead on the day of their passing, which is a positive commandment. Okay. For the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, is not to become impure because of his close relatives, exactly like you just said. For him not to enter in the same shelter as a corpse, and for the ordinary Kohen priest not to become impure because of the corpse, except for that of his close relatives. Okay. Chapter 1, Halacha 1. This positive commandment to mourn for one's close relatives is implied by the verse, where I go partake of the sin offering today, would it find favor in God's eyes? According to scriptural law, the obligation to mourn is only on the first day, in which. So that's about Aaron and his 2 sons that died, right? That's what it's in reference to, Parsha Shmini, right? So, were I to partake of a sin offering today, would I find favor in God's eyes? So speaking about there, the obligation to mourn is on the first day with which the person passed his death and burial. The remainder of the 7 days of mourning are not required by scriptural law, although the Torah states, and he instituted mourning for his father for 7 days. When the Torah was given, the laws were renewed. So it's not an obligation. That was by Yaakov when he passed away. Moses, our teacher, ordained the Jewish people 7 days of mourning and 7 days of wedding celebrations. So it's rabbinic law by Moses, right? Because God didn't tell him this. From when is a person obligated to mourn? When the grave is covered. But until the corpse has been buried, a mourner is not bound by any of the prohibitions incumbent of a mourner. For this reason, David washed and anointed himself when his son died before he was buried. When does the obligation of mourning and the court and the count of 7 or 30 days, 30 days of mourning begin? For people executed by non-Jewish authorities who do not allow to be buried? Wow. You know what today is? The 4 corpses that came back to Israel today, the Bibas family. Ooh, and look what we're learning. Oh my gosh. This should be, for them, wow. Unreal. Look what we're learning. Laws of mourning. As the Prime Minister said, this is a day of mourning for the Jewish people. So how do we mourn for them appropriately? Learn the laws of mourning on their behalf. What bigger thing can you do for them? Oh my gosh. Now I wish I could stay. Mourning began with the people executed by, right? So when the relatives, and look at this law, when non-Jewish authorities, right, they take away our the hostages, when you begin mourning. I mean, they didn't know for sure what the status is, but these are laws that are applicable today in Israel. What's going with the hostages? Wow. So when their relatives despair of asking permission from the king to bury them, even though they did not despair from stealing their corpse to bury them, that's when they need to mourn. There's a certainty that they died or were killed, right? But you kind of despair to get them back. Wow. Okay, the last halacha I'm going to do because I have to go. When a person drowned in a river or was consumed by a wild beast, we begin mourning for him when the despair of finding the corpse. If the corpse was found limb by limb, we do not begin counting the days of mourning until his head and the majority of the body is found, or that they despair from finding the remainder of the corpse. Okay, sorry that um, I have to go. All right, thank you. At least we did something in honor of the four corpses that just came back.